Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Dvaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Easy question. So, Radharani has 25 transcendental qualities. In terms of us, what do you think is the most important quality for us of Radharani? What's that? What's that? Humble? No, that doesn't help us. What? Her greatest quality for us is her compassion. She's like, don't you say, Jai Radhe? Why are you doing that? You want to get Radharani's blessings. If you get Radharani's blessings, who do you automatically get? Yes. So, just like Lord, for us, greatest quality of Lord Chaitanya is also his mercy and compassion, because he came to deliver us, right? Lord Chaitanya is more merciful than Krishna, because Krishna says, first you what? First you surrender. But Lord Chaitanya said, I don't care if you surrender. I'm giving you the mercy. Because Lord Chaitanya, like Radharani, is extremely merciful. Those my longtime students, we used to sing, Parama Karuna, right? Pound. Supreme, not just merciful, supremely merciful. Lord Chaitanya Nityananda, Srimati Radharani. Okay, let's go. The pastimes of Radha and Krishna are very confidential. They cannot be understood through the mellows of servitude, fraternity, or paternal affection. Actually, only the gopis have the right to appreciate these transcendental pastimes, and only from them can these pastimes be expanded. Without the gopis, these pastimes between Radha and Krishna cannot be nourished, because the gopis are Radharani's what? What are they? Oh, they're her expansions. Just like Krishna expands, right? So the gopis are Radharani's expansions, and they help to make the pastimes more wonderful. Only by their cooperation are such pastimes broadcast. It is their business to taste the mellows. Without the help of the gopis, one cannot enter into these pastimes. Only one who worships the Lord in the ecstasy of the gopis, following in their footsteps, can engage in the service of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna in the bushes of Vrindavan. Only then can one understand the conjugal love between Radha and Krishna. There is no other procedure for understanding. However, there is an inexplicable fact about the natural inclinations of the gopis. The gopis never want to enjoy themselves with Krishna personally. The happiness of the gopis increases 10 million times when they serve to engage Sri Sri Radha and Krishna in their transcendental pastimes. By nature, Srimati Radharani is just like a creeper of love of Godhead, and the gopis are twigs, flowers, and leaves of that creeper. When the nectar of Krishna's pastimes is sprinkled on that creeper, the happiness derived by the twigs, flowers, and leaves is 10 million times greater than that derived by the creeper itself. Although the gopis, Srimati Radharani's friends, do not desire to enjoy themselves directly with Krishna, Srimati Radharani makes a great endeavor to induce Krishna to enjoy himself with the gopis. Presenting various pleas for the gopis, Srimati Radharani sometimes sends the gopis to Krishna just to enable them to associate with him directly. At such times, she enjoys a happiness 10 million times greater than that enjoyed through direct association. So this is just the opposite of materialistic affairs. In materialistic affairs, you want everything directly with you. But here, the gopis, they want to see Radharani with Krishna, and Radharani wants to see the gopis with Krishna. It's completely selfless, completely transcendental, just the opposite of material loving affairs. When Lord Krishna sees how the gopis have developed pure love for him, he becomes very satisfied. It is to be noted that the natural characteristic of the gopis is to love the Supreme Lord. Their loving desire is not to be compared to material lust. Nonetheless, because their desire sometimes appears, that's the key word, appears to resemble material lust, their transcendental love for Krishna is sometimes described as lusty. Lusty desires are experienced when one is concerned with one's own personal sense gratification. Give you an idea. So we've all been invited here, correct? But Sri Vallabh and Ananda Vrindavan, and I would say the boys, they want to see us eat prasadam satisfied, then they will be happy. If we're not eating up to the neck, they're not going to be happy, correct? Right, Sri Vallabh? You want to see that everybody, then you're going to, this was a good program, right? So that's an idea of this selfless love. You're not worried about eating yourself. You want to see that everybody is stuffing their mouths. Then you're happy. You got that's the idea. Okay, let's continue. All right. Lusty desires are experienced when one is concerned with one's own personal sense gratification. The mood of the gopis is not like that. Their only desire is to satisfy the senses of Krishna. So, the song that we used to sing when we had Nectar of Devotional class, and the translation, the 6 Goswamis were in the mood of the gopis. So that's the mood of the gopis. They simply want to serve Krishna's desires. So the 6 Goswamis were just like that. They were totally absorbed in the mood of the gopis. Right here, the mood of the gopis is not like that. Their only desire is to satisfy the senses of Krishna. Among the gopis, there is not a pinch of desire for sense gratification. Their only desire is to give pleasure to Krishna, and that is why they mingle with him and enjoy with him. One who is attracted by that ecstatic love of the gopis does not care about popular opinion or regulative principles of Vedic life. Rather, one completely surrenders unto Krishna and renders service unto him. If one worships the Lord on the path of spontaneous love and goes to, one receives the shelter of Rajendra Nandan. Who's that? Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj. In one's liberated stage, the devotee is attracted by one of the 5 humors in the transcendental loving service of the Lord: Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. And Prabhupada mentions elsewhere, in Lord Chaitanya's movement, what's the usual rasa? Madhurya. That's the key. In Lord Chaitanya Sampradaya, generally you develop that Madhurya Ras. Just think about that. As one continues to serve the Lord in that transcendental mood, one continues to serve the Lord one attains a spiritual body to serve Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. Therefore, one should accept the mood of the gopis in their service. In such a transcendental mood, one should always think of the pastimes of Sri Radha and Krishna. After thinking of Radha and Krishna and their pastimes for a long time, and after getting completely free from material contamination, who should we worship? He's on the altar. To get free from material contamination. Okay, Guru, what's that? And of the Gaur Nitai, which one? Nitai. That's the song by Narottam Das Thakur. When will Lord Nityananda free me from material desires? Then I'll see Vrindavan. That's key. Okay. So, one is transferred to the spiritual world. There the devotee attains an opportunity to serve Radha and Krishna as one of the gopis. Unless one follows in the footsteps of the gopis, one cannot attain the service of the lotus feet of Krishna, son of Nanda Maharaj. If one is overcome by knowledge of the Lord's opulence, one cannot attain the Lord's lotus feet, even though one is engaged in devotional service. The unspoken example in this connection is the goddess of fortune, who worshiped Lord Krishna in order to attain his pastimes in Vrindavan. But due to her opulent lifestyle, she could not attain the service of Krishna in Vrindavan because Lakshmi, she wanted to enter the rasa dance, but she wanted to do it in the Lakshmi form. No visa. She was stopped at the border. The only way Lakshmi could enter the rasa dance, she has to have that gopi form. Now, the idea is Lakshmi's already there because the Lakshmis are expansions of the queens of Dwarka, who are expansions of, and the gopis, because the gopis are Radharani's expansions. So that's what Lord Chaitanya said. Dad, she's already there. But if she wanted to enter as Lakshmi, she stopped at the border. She cannot go. No, we can. Yes, that's the whole point. Okay. Every year at Mehta's house, when I used to do the Govardhan, right? I would play that Prabhupada excerpt where he's explaining Jai Radha Madhav. And I would always ring the bell when Prabhupada would say, the goal of this Krishna consciousness movement is to become one of the Gopi Janas. Anybody remember that? I used to do it every year, and I used to go. Prabhupada specifically said, the goal of this movement is to become one of the Gopi Janas. So yes, you can. Keep doing your service. Garmalkar boys, continue on the path. Rohan, continue. Girls, keep it up. Stay in the path and go. All right, Sri Vallabh, what is